Dylan Mulvaney has been an influencer on my TikTok timeline for about a year now. I was always seeing her content talking about her journey through girlhood and the everyday challenges or highlights of transitioning. Dylan started posting videos on TikTok documenting her journey and over time has grown a massive following of over 10 million followers, and that's just on TikTok. But being so public about her transition has not been easy and has come with a lot of noise, especially recently. Dylan has risen to such fame, and with that has also come a lot of backlash. But this has been to an extreme degree, with politicians and celebrities chiming in. It's been truly crazy to see how angry people have gotten at Dylan and big name brands just for working with her. In March, she faced the most backlash she's ever received after announcing a giveaway with Bud Light for March Madness.
Hi, impressive carrying skills, right? I got some Bud Lights for us. So, I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports. And I'm not sure exactly which sport, but either way, it's a cause to celebrate. This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it. Check out my Instagram story to see how you can enjoy March Madness with Bud Light and maybe win some money too.
But the Bud Light fans were not happy about this partnership, and they were making sure Bud Light and Dylan knew this. Dylan began receiving a ton of transphobic comments and messages that became so extreme she had to step away from social media for a bit. People were saying they were going to be boycotting Bud Light, and some of those people included politicians and celebrities. The CEO of Bud Light's parent company, Anheuser-Busch, eventually released a statement about this situation in which they said, "As the CEO of a company founded in America's heartland more than 165 years ago, I am responsible for ensuring every consumer feels proud of the beer we brew. We're honored to be part of the fabric of this country." Anheuser-Busch employs more than 18,000 people, and our independent distributors employ an additional 47,000 valued colleagues. We have thousands of partners, millions of fans, and a proud history supporting our communities, military, first responders, sports fans, and hardworking Americans everywhere. We never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. We are in the business of bringing people together over a beer. My time serving the country taught me the importance of accountability and the values upon which America was founded: freedom, hard work, and respect for one another. As CEO of Anheuser-Busch, I am focused on building and protecting our remarkable history and heritage. I care deeply about this country, this company, our brand, and our partners. I spend much of my time traveling across America, listening to and learning from our customers, distributors, and others. Moving forward, I will continue to work tirelessly to bring great beers to consumers across our nation. And as the weeks have gone by, Dylan has now chosen to come out and talk about what she's experienced seeing all of these headlines about her, because there were so many conversations happening and so many people reporting on all of the backlash that was going to Bud Light and her. She ended up posting a TikTok and an Instagram about it this week, going into a little bit more detail as to why she decided to step back from social media as all of this was going down.
I've been offline for a few weeks, and a lot has been said about me, some of which is so far from my truth that I was like hearing my name and I didn't even know who they were talking about sometimes. It's a very disassociative feeling. And it was so loud that I didn't even feel part of the conversation. So I decided to take the back seat and just let them tucker themselves out. But I'm doing okay. And I'm trying this new thing where I don't pressure myself to share anything before I'm ready. And I'm actually sitting with my emotions, not reacting, waiting to respond. And shockingly, I can't recommend it more. Therapy is paying off here, people.
She goes on to talk about the struggles she faced seeing things said about her and was scared her followers were going to start to believe the negative things being said about her.
What I'm struggling with most is that I grew up in a conservative family, and I'm extremely privileged because they still love me very much. And I grew up in the church, and I still have my faith, which I am really trying to hold on to right now. But I've always tried to love everyone, even the people that make it really, really hard. And I think it's okay to be frustrated with someone or confused, But what I'm struggling to understand is the need to dehumanize and to be cruel. I don't think that's right. Dehumanization has never fixed anything in history, ever. And, I'm embarrassed to even tell you this, but I was nervous that you were going to start believing those things that they were saying about me, since it is so loud. But I'm just going to go ahead and trust that the people who know me and my heart won't listen to that noise.
Dylan is more than thankful for her followers who have stuck by her side throughout all of this and opened up about sharing more content in the future and maybe even changing things up to make it not so focused on all gender and the girlhood journey. And also talks about how this whole experience has kind of changed her as a person.
What I'm interested in is getting back to making people laugh and to never stop learning. And going forward, I want to share parts of myself on here that have nothing to do with my identity. And I'm hoping those parts will still be exciting to you and will be enough. And to those of you who support me and choose to see my humanity, even if you don't fully understand or relate to me, thank you. And I don't know if reincarnation is a thing, but in my next life, I would love to be someone non-confrontational and uncontroversial. God, that sounds nice. The good news is that the people pleaser in me has nearly died because there's clearly no way of winning over everyone. But if you're still around, I am too. And I love ya.
Hearing that Dylan has a good support system is honestly so nice because it really has just been a lot for her recently. But sadly, this isn't the first time that she's received backlash after working with a brand. This has happened before several times now. This just happens to be the loudest it's ever been. But back in October, Dylan worked with Ulta and was interviewed on their The Beauty Of series. And Ulta was actually forced to disable the comments because they were so bad. They ended up tweeting out a statement at the time saying, "The premise of The Beauty Of is to feature conversations that widen the lens surrounding traditional beauty standards. We believe beauty is for everyone, and while we recognize some conversations we host will challenge perspectives and opinions, we believe constructive dialogue is one important way to move beauty forward. The intersectionality of gender identity is nuanced, something David and Dylan acknowledge themselves within the episode. Regardless of how someone identifies, they deserve our respect." And in December, Dylan received hate once again after she was sent a few boxes of tampons from Tampax to give away. Dylan had previously mentioned that she makes a habit out of carrying a tampon in her purse in public in case someone needs it. But people were just so mad at Tampax for sending her products. The whole thing just led to hate all around. Dylan did end up addressing this particular situation at the time, but clearly her speaking out didn't help any future brand backlash.
Day 271 of being a girl, or I'll say woman for this one, because this video is for the women on Twitter who just really don't like me. Hello, ladies. We got a lot to cover, but let's first talk tampons. I haven't talked about tampons on here lately because I don't use them. I'm a woman who doesn't have a uterus. I know this. And science was my strongest subject in high school. I was also shockingly good at math, but I digress. I just sometimes carry one in case anybody needs it. And that seems to have just set the world on fire in some pretty nasty ways. And this is a conversation that's been going on for months. I just haven't chimed in because I'm so tired of sticking up for myself over something that was so pure intention. I have never worked with Tampax before. The most that happened was they sent me a few boxes of tampons back in April, just in case I bumped into anyone, including yourselves, and I gave them all away. I've got a few left. And this one's really gonna blow your mind. I have never made $1 off of feminine hygiene products. So I hope that helps you sleep better at night knowing that. And no need to bring Tampax into this. But the bigger problem at hand is that you feel me carrying a tampon around is a threat to you and your womanhood. How is someone doing something nice so repulsive to you? Because listen to this, if a man, whether he was your boyfriend or your husband, could even be your gay best friend, kept a tampon for you at his house just in case you needed it, you'd gush over him. You would run to brunch on Sunday and tell all your gal pals that he's so thoughtful and he cares and he listens. And then a trans woman does it and all of a sudden I'm the reason that there's a tampon shortage. You know, it's not because I'm misogynistic, it's because you're transphobic.
People also have just come for Dylan in other ways, talking about her on-camera presence, saying things like women don't act like this and things like that, which she did address in the video from this week where she was talking about Bud Light. She said that she's a theater kid and she's always been the way that she is and she will continue to be herself. It's sad that this has become such a huge conversation to the point where politicians are literally attacking Dylan. I think that is ridiculous, and expressing their dislike for Bud Light now. I think if you don't like a situation, okay, like no need to comment on their looks and personality. I think that's unnecessary. I think it's great that brands want to reach new audiences and they are being inclusive, especially Bud Light. Like, I'm surprised. And it clearly was a risk for them to take. And it's sad that it has to be like that and that they did receive the backlash and that Dylan received the backlash. And I really hope it doesn't ruin any progress that brands are trying to make and stop them from being inclusive in the future. And I feel bad that, you know, Dylan was working with a really big brand and this is such a big opportunity to get a brand partnership with Bud Light, and the fact that it was ruined by hateful people, that's so sad. But that is what is going on with Dylan. That is what she had to say in response to everything going on. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.